So, you've clicked on this video because you haven't got anybody to practice English with you. Now, this is a super common problem, so if you're feeling this, then you are absolutely not alone. If I had £1 for every time somebody had told me that this was their problem, I would be quite a rich lady by now. And we totally understand why this is an issue for you guys, because there might not be people around you that want to speak English with you or can speak English with you. You might be the only person in your family that can speak English, and you desperately want someone to practice with, but there's not many people in your town or village that really are able to or are your level. So it really is a common problem. However, I'll let you into a secret, guys. You don't always need to be with somebody to actually practice your English. You don't always need a speaking partner. I'm Sabrah from Love English, and in this video today, we're going to look at 6 ways in which you can improve your speaking, your English speaking, and in 4 of them, you don't even need an English speaking partner. Guys, don't forget to check out our website, subscribe and hit the bell, and also you can check us out on social media. So tip number 1. Now this may sound a little strange, but just go with me on this. Read aloud children's books. Believe it or not, but the language in children's books is actually often very rhythmic. They might be rhymes, they might use onomatopoeic words, so words which sound like what they are. So they're actually a fantastic way to practice your pronunciation and to build your fluency and confidence. If you start by trying to read articles from the Times or from a magazine or picking up a difficult book like Game of Thrones, for example, you may find yourself getting a bit tongue-tied and not finding practicing speaking aloud that good an experience. So you could start with children's books, or if you find this too low level, you could also try something like Harry Potter, or this book here, The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nightime, a fantastic book if you want to practice your reading as well. But in these books, the language is not too complex, so it actually would be great for you to practice your speaking aloud, really getting to grips with intonation, with sentence stress, word stress, and of course pronunciation of all the sounds. Now this is only half of the tip, because the other thing is that it's also a good idea to record yourself. As you read, record yourself on your mobile phone and then listen back and listen to how you think you did. Where did you have problems? This can also help you to identify what are the problem areas for you. Is it your pronunciation of vowels? Is it word stress? Is it fluency, getting your words out? It's a great idea to start listening back, even though it might be a bit scary at first. But actually this way you'll be able to judge your English a little bit more and see how you're getting on. I'm also going to put below in the description box some children's books which I would recommend. And you can pick these up easily secondhand on Amazon or something like that. Tip number 2, listen to audiobooks. Audiobooks are just a fantastic resource for students learning English, for your listening, for your speaking, because you can listen very carefully and then imitate, try to copy what the speaker is saying. This is fantastic for actually learning pronunciation, fluency, sentence stress, and everything like that. So audiobooks are really, really great, and there are affordable websites where you can get audiobooks, or sometimes you may be able to listen free on YouTube as well. But websites like Audible have a great range of audiobooks. Or you could even buy CDs of your favourite books if you still have a CD player in your car. I know I do. So you could do any of that. Now again, as you listen to the audiobook, if you listen to it a few times, you may start to be able to repeat and talk along with the audiobook, particularly if you have the text as well. Here you can really copy the sounds of English, the intonation and everything like that. So when you're driving to work, or you're on the bus, or you're in the shower, have these audiobooks on in the background and try to speak along with them. The more times that you do this, the more that you'll know the text, and so you'll be able to speak along with them. And make sure you're really copying how they pronounce sounds and their intonation. One suggestion I have here, guys, is that you make sure whoever is reading the book that you like and can understand their accent well. Number 3, this is definitely my favourite one, and this is to practice telling jokes. Now, this may sound a little strange, but in fact, jokes are a fantastic way to practice your English speaking. And this is because when we tell a joke, first of all, to make sure the joke is funny and delivered correctly, we have to say it clearly. Secondly, with a joke, you have to know where to put the stress on the words, when the voice should fall, when the voice should go up, otherwise the joke can be lost. So actually, it's a great way to practice things like intonation and sentence stress. So telling jokes or practicing telling jokes and getting prepared to tell them at perhaps a party or an event or something like this can be quite fun. You know, it's quite good to have some kind of party trick in English. So today, guys, I want you to find some of your favourite jokes in English and start practicing telling them. You can also comment below and tell me what are some of your favourite jokes in English. I would love to hear those. And also, guys, if you want to see me telling a couple of jokes in English, then keep watching to the end of the video. Number 4. Now, if you really feel, guys, that you need speaking practice with a partner, this is totally understandable. And indeed, if you can have access to that, I totally recommend it. I think you can also do your own practice with the audiobooks, with the repeating books aloud, things like that. But also, of course, practicing speaking in conversation is extremely valuable. Now, if you're struggling to find people to practice with, there are so many Facebook groups for learning English. You could join one of those, and sometimes I see, I'm in a lot of the groups, and sometimes I see that they arrange Skype calls and things like that where they can practice their English. Now, if you're not sure about one of these, then why don't you start your own? You can create a Facebook page, invite people, for example, of your level, so say must be upper intermediate, something like this, and say this is going to be a regular speaking practice for people of this level on Sunday at this time, you know, and encourage your friends to spread the word about that and join, and then you can organise it through something like Skype or Zoom. One thing I do recommend, guys, is that you make sure that whoever joins the group is the right level, so their speaking is up to it. The last thing you want is people joining the group who can't really speak English very well, and this actually ends up not being very helpful for you or for the other people who are a similar level to you. So I recommend that if you are the organiser of this group, that you have a quick chat with them on Skype or Zoom before they join the group, just to see if they're the right level and if you think they'd be a good fit for your group. In fact, if anyone is interested in doing this, you could always leave a comment below and say, hello, who would like to practice their English? If so, let me know. This is my Facebook page or something like this. Of course, don't give out personal details online. Stay safe online. That is super important. Tip number 5. Now, if you think this is all a good idea, but you still want practice with a native, that is totally understandable. And we can suggest to you an affordable way in which you could do this. The app that has actually sponsored this video, Camberley, they are an English language teaching app and they're a good partner of ours. And we really recommend them because they are very affordable. And secondly, they're also flexible. Classes can be just 15 minutes or half an hour. So it's very affordable to pay for just half an hour practice a week with a native or something like that. They only have native speaking tutors on their app and their tutors are available 24/7. So they can really fit around you. You can also choose a tutor who you have things in common with by looking through the tutor profiles. Now, if you want to try this, guys, and in fact, if you want to start practicing your English today, start getting in that speaking practice, then we have a 15-minute free trial, which Camberley are offering to our Love English students. Now, if you would like to get this, the code is just leila-sabrah, and you'll need to go to the link in the description box below. Now, if you loved your free trial and you decide, I want to buy a couple of lessons with Camberley, then we can also offer you 10% off a course. Camberley are offering our students a 10% discount if you buy a few lessons. And the code to get that is leila-sabrah10. We live in a wonderful world these days of movies online, lots of videos on YouTube, Amazon Prime, all these ways that we can, have access to natural English and other languages. So there are many things that you can do with this, especially if you really love a series and you really love that particular way a person speaks and things like this. It's a great way to practice your speaking. You can actually download the transcript or find the transcript for your favourite scene of any of these shows online and try reading it aloud. You can always not speak when the other character speaks and just speak for your part, or perhaps you can even get a friend to read it with you for fun if they also love the TV show. Or you could play both characters and use different voices. But this is a great way of getting you involved actively in practicing your speaking, and hopefully in an enjoyable way. It might be that you want to download something from Breaking Bad or Downton Abbey or Game of Thrones. Oh, there are just so many possibilities. So if you can print that script or take some screenshots and get it on your phone and then practice saying those lines aloud. Sometimes when we actually act or do role plays, we find that our speaking improves because we are relaxed and we're enjoying ourselves and we're not so stressed and worried about getting everything correct. So actually we can start to relax and we can find that things like our confidence and our fluency improves. So it's really, really a great way to do that. Okay guys, they were my 6 tips to practice your English speaking, even if it's really difficult to find a speaking partner. I do hope those tips are useful. Please do remember to leave a comment below and let other people know if you want to start a speaking group. And also tell me some of your favourite jokes in English. I can't wait to have a good laugh at those. And now guys, for my joke. Drum roll please. So there's 2 fish in a tank. 2 fish swimming around in a tank. Then one says to the other, "How do you drive this thing then?" Let me know how you get on guys, and I can't wait to read yours. See you soon on Love English. Bye bye.